The process APO01, which is manage the IT management framework, has 8 practices. The second practice is to establish roles and responsibilities. From a RACI charts perspective, the entity that is responsible for this practice is the head IT administration, whereas the entity that is accountable is the Chief Information Officer. This process receives several inputs that include the authority levels from the EDM1 process, the assigned responsibilities for resource management from the EDM4 process, the skill development plans from the APO07 process, the quality management system roles from the APO11 process, and several others. The process generates 2 outputs, which are the definition of IT roles and responsibilities to be used by the DSS5 process, and the definition of supervisory practices to be used by the APO07 process. The activities involved in this practice include establishing and communicating the IT-related roles and responsibilities aligned with business objectives and needs. Roles with decision-making authorizations should be specified with clear accountabilities. IT services continuity should be considered when establishing the roles, to ensure that backup staff are available if needed. When defined, roles descriptions should include the compliance requirements of the personnel with the internal policies and codes of ethics. Roles and responsibilities should be supervised that they are being properly exercised, and reviewed for expected performance. Personnel should be made aware of the accountabilities that go along with their roles. The third practice is to maintain the enablers of the management system. From a RACI charts perspective, the entities that are responsible for this practice are the Chief Operating Officer and the Chief Information Officer. The entity that is accountable is the Chief Executive Officer. This process receives inputs that include the governance guiding principles from the EDM1 process, the strategic roadmap from the APO2 process, and the risk issues and analysis results from the APO12 process. The process generates 1 output, which is the IT policies, to be used by all the management processes. The activities involved in this practice include having a clear understanding of the enterprise's vision and strategy in order to establish the IT principles, taking several factors into consideration such as the enterprise's internal environment, the culture, the risk tolerance, and the codes of conduct and ethics. Established IT controls should be aligned with the IT policies and the IT governance framework. Policies that cover the relevant areas and functions of IT in the organization should be created, such as policies addressing security, quality, internal controls, and the use of IT assets. Policies should be enforced and communicated to all the relevant staff, and they should be evaluated and updated regularly or when there is a need to do so.